Playoff series to 2-1. Now let's take a look at our Jeep Eagles starting lineups. First of all, for the Los Angeles Lakers, finishing the season at 58-24, 2-0 in this series. Perkins, Worthy, Divac, Byron Scott, Irvin Johnson, Michael Thompson will not be here tonight for the Lakers. He has the flu. He's back at the hotel. And the head coach, of course, Mike Dunleavy, his first season, 58-24, a 70% winning percentage. And for the hometown Houston Rockets, it'll be Buck Johnson and Otis Thorpe at the forward position. Hakeem Olajuwon. The H, he said, is the same kind of H as an honest. You decide. Vernon Maxwell and Kenny Smith will be at the guards, and of course the head coach, many are saying, will be the NBA's Coach of the Year, Don Chaney, in his third season with the Rockets, a 56% winning percentage. Referees tonight, Wally Rooney, Jess Kersey, and Tommy Nunez will be running up and down the court with the big guys as we look at Hakeem Olajuwon. He's had 3 different pronunciations in 3 different days. The pronunciation for that man is magic.
Ron, I think a couple things to look for here early. First of all, the Rockets must create the action in this game tonight. They've allowed the Lakers to play their tempo, walk the ball down the floor, use the shot clock, get to the free throw line. This is an explosive Rocket team. They've got to get this crowd behind them early, get the ball up and down the floor, take advantage of their speed matchup, which they have at almost every position.
That is one thing Don Chaney told us today. He says we have got to come out in the first quarter and play basketball. Maxwell for 3. He launched up 13.
That was a set play right there. That was a play drawn up. They wanted to maybe get Maxwell a quick 3. I don't look for that to be the steady diet tonight.
Divac will be hammered. In fact, Don Chaney says, I don't mind Vernon throwing up 13 three-pointers, but he doesn't like them right at the start of the shot clock. He'd rather have them farther down, and quite frankly, the 6 he made the other night didn't do his team a whole lot of good.
Well, when you look at it, they've launched so many outside shots that the free throw line disparity has been so large. We see Vlade Divac now at the free throw line, a little mix-up there between Otis Thorpe and Buck Johnson as they ran that little patented screen across they like to run with Byron Scott to get Divac the basketball. So Otis Thorpe is going to make an adjustment now. He's used to playing Sam Perkins. He does not want to get in early foul trouble.
In a playoff series thus far for Vlade Divac, he says, I need big concentration. Quickly down court, the Rockets to the hole. Johnson, and it won't go down.
That's all right. That was a good attempt, a good drive. They got the shot up within about 3 seconds. That's what they want to do tonight. Push it up the floor.
Buck Johnson just 5 of 18 now for the series. First turnover for the Lakers. This is where Houston needs to take advantage of their speed.
Olajuwon's got to get a touch here early. He and Thorpe inside. You can already see the difference in the defensive pressure. Maxwell up pressuring against Magic Johnson, trying to make him work, use up as much energy as possible getting the ball up the floor.
Perkins, Hakeem on him. Good fake by Perkins, and he converts.
You see, Hakeem's natural instinct is to block shots, and Sam Perkins is aware of that. He gave him a great head and shoulder fake. Hakeem's got to stay down on the floor.
Hakeem is an instinctive player. Kicks out to Johnson inside the paint. Puts a little exclamation point for the big guy, Thorpe. And then L.A. turns it over.
James Worthy running down the floor that time. That's 3 turnovers real quickly here for the Lakers. Did not have his head turned to the basketball. Unforced error now for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Magic on Maxwell. Big height advantage for Magic.
I like it, though. They're going in, forcing the double team. Now they're going to get the open shot. You see 2 passes in the open shot. Twice Hakeem has touched the basketball. Twice the team has scored from it.
Well, the papers here were really getting on Buck Johnson for his lack of defense against James Worthy, who really has not played all that well.
Worthy's only shooting 38% in the series. He had a big 4th quarter in game 2. Other than that, Buck Johnson has done a very credible job against him.
And as we say it, James Worthy gets his first 2 points of the ball game.
That was a tough shot, but you see the Rockets already pushing the ball up the floor, trying to get early offense. They've made an adjustment. Their screen roll. They're letting Buck Johnson now set the screen to try to get the jump shot.
The Rockets need to get the ball in the hands of Buck Johnson, need to get him to take a couple of shots. Johnson, however, is only shooting 29% in the 2 playoff games. Worthy won't get it. Perkins tips it out. Ball belongs to the Rockets with 9:26 in the first quarter. Houston leads at 6-5. We'll keep you posted on all the action tonight. New York trying to keep their hopes alive. Atlanta looking to go 2-1 up on Detroit in the Omni. Philadelphia leading Milwaukee, about to put the Bucks away. Another turnover for the Rockets. That is number 2 for Houston. You talked today about Magic, how he just takes his time out there. Backs you up, backs you up, backs you up, and boom.
He's got a built-in shot clock. He knows 24 seconds as well as anybody. You're going to see him milk it down here. He'll read the double team, make the pass right at the right time for the open jump shot. That's beautiful basketball.
And with 5 on the shot clock.
You can just see him waiting. He sees the whole floor waiting. Who's going to come double team me? When that happens, he finds the open man. 21 assists in game 2.
He says, I haven't been shooting well, but I'm setting the table for everybody else. Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's the patented screen roll that the Houston Rockets have lived on all season long. They've executed it beautifully twice tonight.
Olajuwon, which means always on top, and he was definitely that on that play. His first 2.
The Magic in the post going to get the double team. They're going to try to vary their double teams tonight.
Magic has the green light to post up anytime he wants in the offense of Mike Dunleavy, and with that height advantage, you would think he'd do it a lot.
They were very predictable in their double teams. Here's Maxwell. That's not a good shot. That's not a good shot. Don Chaney does not want to see that. You come down, no one else touches the ball, and he launches a 3-point shot. That will not win the basketball game for this team tonight.
He shot there with 18 on the shot clock.
He can get that shot at the end of the shot clock after his big guys touch it.
We see Magic again, backing up Maxwell. Maxwell's known to be a pretty good defender. Hakeem Olajuwon,
that's why they want him on Perkins, so he can come over and do that and not leave Divac alone.
Maxwell, as soon as that left his hand, he felt it. He put up the #1 finger.
Now, they don't mind that because that was in transition. They had other people back, and they had numbers, so not a bad shot that time by Maxwell. It was in rhythm within the context of their offense.
2-point Houston lead. 7:25 left. Worthy gets Johnson up in the air. Magic for 3. How about coming right back? Magic with 5.
They go screen roll again. This time Kenny Smith, Otis Thorpe.
Go, go, go!
Have to kick it back out. Maxwell, he's buying some real estate out there. Divac with the rebound.
Is that already 4 3-point attempts for him in this?
3-point attempts.
So much for not living with the jump shot.
That's right. Worthy, Perkins for 3, in and out. Divac flying down the lane, not able to get it. Rockets on the transition. They trail by 1. Kenny Smith. Basket won't go, but the foul's gone. And Vlade Divac is whistled for the foul. We've got 6:48 left in the first quarter. The Rockets trying to stay alive. They trail the Lakers by 1. 6 points a contest. The Rockets have taken 12 more shots than the Lakers, but the Lakers have made 25 more free throws.
Well, what happens is when you get in a game, you're not going to foul jump shooters. And when you look at Buck Johnson and you look at Maxwell and you look at Sleepy Floyd, those guys have attempted 77 jump shots in this series, have made 21, but have shot only 4 free throws. So in 77 shot attempts, those 3 guys have attempted only 4 free throws. That's a major number.
Not much penetration. Tied up at 12, 6:43. Divac going down low. Thorpe follows him. That leaves Worthy open for the 15, and he downs it.
Great execution that time. That's one of the Lakers' pet plays. When coming out of a timeout, the Lakers love to go to James Worthy. So just keep your eye on that. They feel like they can execute Magic normally, finding him in the spot that he loves to score.
Now Thorpe on Perkins. He'll back up Perkins. Goes with the right hand. Count it.
Well, Otis Thorpe's off to a big first quarter. This is the best quarter he's had in this series.
He has 8. And we're tied again at 14. They're in the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. We'll keep you posted on all the NBA action going on this evening.
Vlade wants to post up against Otis Thorpe.
Vlade can't get the shot to go down. Second rebound for Hakeem Olajuwon. Johnson pulls up, swings the trigger, and drills it.
Transition game by Houston right now is very, very good. The Lakers do not want to play at this kind of tempo.
Rockets by 2. Vlade decidedly has a better home series as Worthy hits than he does on the road. He is not very successful here in Houston.
You can see right now that the Rockets are not double-teaming James Worthy every time he touches the ball. They feel like they were too predictable in the first 2 games. They're going to try to mix it up. When he has single coverage, he's awfully tough to stop.
But Johnson not afraid to pull the trigger in this ball game. 4th rebound now. Magic across the timeline.
See if they come double team him this time, get it out of his hands. I don't think he can handle him down there by himself.
Jess Kersey says we have a foul on Houston. The Rockets wanted the block. That is Buck Johnson's 2nd personal foul.
Let's see if we can see the foul. First of all, he's got his hands down on him. Looks like he got him on the wrist there as he went up. James Worthy's got that spinning quick move into the lane. Once he gets in there, very, very difficult to keep him either scoring or getting to the free throw line.
And checking into Houston's lineup, number 13, Larry Smith, the 11th-year pro out of Alcorn State, a second-round pick by Golden State back in 1980. And of the 12 possessions for Houston, we talked about Akeem touching the ball. He's only touched it 3 times out of the 12.
Well, I think it's a very important stat, and I think that as the game goes along, you're going to see in the fourth period that he starts touching it more. But the important thing is Otis Thorpe is getting the ball on the block. So although Akeem has only gotten it down there 3 times, he's got 2 scores for them, and Thorpe has 8 points, which is, I think, critical for them to win this game.
LA just 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Of course, James Worthy, 14 fourth-quarter points on Saturday, finished with a game-high 29.
Interesting lineup right now. You see Larry Smith in the game, a great offensive rebounder. So Larry Smith now is going to go against James Worthy. This is the first time really we've seen much of this in this series. Not a very good scorer, but a very good defender. Let's see if he can bother Worthy.
There's Magic backing up. Now he wants Worthy to go across the paint. Shot clock at 8. Shot clock at 5. Shot clock at 3. Worthy launches it, doesn't hit anything.
That's a terrible shot. Excellent defense that time by Larry Smith.
Thorpe inside. Rockets can't get a handle on it, but the ball still belongs to them with 18 remaining on the shot clock.
Now, Larry Smith has had a very tough series. He's gotten in foul trouble. He's a very important part of this team because when Akeem was out, he did a tremendous job rebounding. He had a couple 20 rebound games, even a 25 rebound game. Maybe the best offensive rebounder per minute played in the NBA.
His nickname is Mr. Mean. We have our first illegal defense coming at 4:15 of the first. Lakers by 1.
Illegal defense warning.
Mike Dunleavy, South Carolina, was recruited by Hubie Brown, believe it or not, when Hubie was at Duke. Maxwell.
The Lakers have done a real good job keeping those Rocket guards out of the middle of the floor.
That was one of Akeem's favorite shots. He especially likes to do that from the left block, going to his right.
Magic looking in the post against Maxwell, see if he can get the double team. Byron Scott has not taken a shot left. Kenny Smith does not want to leave him.
Here comes Perkins slashing in, and that is exactly what the Lakers worked on in practice today.
Well, see, they made the adjustment. Normally that's been Vlade Divac doing that because Akeem went over to help with a blocked shot. That time they made the adjustment and sent Sam Perkins.
Smith has to kick it back out. Maxwell has already had the hand from outside. Hasn't hit anything. Smith still trying to find the range. He's scoreless. Magic fires to Scott. Akeem clears the board, his 5th rebound.
Good transition defense that time. Byron Scott missed the jump shot. 3 Lakers back to prevent the run out by Kenny Smith.
Maxwell over Vlade Divac. Maxwell now with 5, but the Lakers still lead it by 1 inside of 3 minutes from the Summit in Houston.
See, Magic is so big, he sees right over the top of the defense. It's so difficult to try to guard him.
Perkins from outside the back of the iron, tipped into the hands of Smith. Here come the Rockets on transition, and Vlade takes an elbow from Thorpe.
Well, Vlade got caught in a Hollywood act that time. He flopped, and when he did, Otis Thorpe ran right past him for the layup. Vlade's got to hang with it. With that kind of contact, he will not get that foul in the playoffs.
2:31 left in the first. The sellout crowd of the Summit likes it. The Rockets by 1. Rocket guards just 17% in the battle between Akeem and Divac. Akeem has 5 rebounds to Vlade's 2. Kenny Smith lighting it up.
And you don't mind jump shots like that by your guards when you're running out on the fast break. What you don't like is when the Lakers defense is back and they just come down and launch the shot. They had good numbers there. They had an opportunity for an offensive rebound.
Lakers on a 6-0 run. They lead it by 3. AC Green has checked into Los Angeles' lineup. Another turnover for the Lakers. Rockets on a 6-0 run. Maxwell. Good hustle by Kenny Smith. Houston returns the favor. 1:40 left in the first. Houston by 3. Divac doesn't look like he has offense on the mind right now. shot of the ball game won't go down. Rebound control by Houston. Kenny Smith trying to shake from Byron Scott. Perkins on the double team. Thorpe from 18.
Good job there by A.C. Green. He really boxed out Larry Smith nicely. Gave him no opportunity for a second shot. You look at the front line now that the Rockets have on the floor. Really no outside shooting.
Sam Perkins is strong left hand, and Perkins now with 6 points in the ball game, and the Lakers trail by just 1 inside of a minute.
Got to keep Perkins out of the middle of that left hand. You got to turn him baseline, make him shoot the fadeaway jump shot.
10 on the shot clock, 44 on the game.
Team's trying to isolate. Let's see if Byron Scott gives help.
Good defense by Vlade Divac.
Vlade's playing a tremendous series right now against the team. He really has him frustrated.
Divac had 106 steals during the regular season. Otis Thorpe's not afraid to take it coast to coast. He does, and he connects. He has done that during the regular season. He has 12 first-quarter points.
You can see the strength of the Rocket team is their speed and quickness. They're faster at every position than the Lakers. The Lakers have just controlled the tempo, and they've done it this way. Magic Johnson is now backing in, going to use the clock, try to get the last shot up. There's about a 2-second differential.
Only 3 fouls in the game so far. Very well played first quarter. Magic stops, turns, doesn't get it. With 1.3 left in the game clock for the first quarter as David Wood checks into the lineup. The second-year pro out of Nevada Reno, signed out with the Rockets as a free agent. And Akeem will sit down for Houston. And Magic goes to the line to shoot a couple. Johnson 90% during the season. Gets the first. Magic gets them both. Larry Smith throws it up, and it comes up a little bit short. 12 minutes have been played at the Summit in Houston. The Rockets wanted to come out quick. Did they come out quick enough? They lead it by 1, but we still have a lot of basketball left. We'll be back. Floyd, the 9th-year pro out of Georgetown. This is a player that has to hit his first couple of shots. If not, you may not see him the rest. He may be MIA halfway through the ballgame.
Or we might see Dave Jamerson, who had a big first game, did not play in game 2. So Sleepy Floyd's got to give them some offense off the bench. Terry
Teagle also in the lineup now for the Lakers, as is Larry Drew. So both teams going to their bench, and that nod would have to go to the LA Lakers. Houston not getting much scoring production out of their bench. Thorpe has gone the whole way, 12 first-quarter points. So is Kenny Smith. Inside to Larry Smith.
Nice play there. Nice little give and go. They actually ran a double stack for Kenny Smith. He didn't have it. Larry Smith stepped back, little screen roll, excellent execution. Larry Smith with the easy layup.
Drew running the show out front. Now Wood really battling Perkins, and we're going to have a foul call. Wood and Perkins got tangled up in the left block.
I think David Wood is asking Wally Rooney, what do I have to do to guard him here? You're going to see David Wood. He's trying to hold him off with the arm. Finally, the foul is called.
See, Doug, you need to teach him, Sam, how to flop here in Houston.
Yeah, really.
Now it is Teagle. People don't like him for the fight he got in game 1. Suspended, of course, in game 2. Teagle launches the baseline, won't go. Ironically, Terry Teagle lives in Houston. Thorpe all the way, his second coast to coast.
Otis Thorpe is doing a good job running the floor, but defensively, the Lakers are not stopping the point of the ball. Otis Thorpe has got to be picked up. He has the ability to drive it inline to inline. We've seen it 3 times tonight, Ron. You must stop the basketball. That's a foul on Worthy.
David Wood must have heard what we said. Worthy picks up the foul. That is his first personal.
You got to act a little bit. Here's James Worthy, frustrated that David Wood is all over him. A little push, and there's the flop
from the Bill Lambier.
David Wood.
Rockets, their biggest lead of the ball game is 5. Otis Thorpe, the big gun, and he's a player who had a reputation of not playing in the big games. That's not the case in this series. And James Worthy still talking to the officials about it.
Well, he's telling Tommy Nunez, don't go for that act now. He fell back, flopped on me. Now, don't do that.
AC Green whistled for the foul. First personal on AC.
Let's see if the Rockets try to get a quick jump shot for Sleepy Floyd out of this sideline, out of bounds play.
A very streaky shooter, and he needs to get going early. Smith just inside. Three-point land.
Kenny Smith's had a very consistent series. Of the three guards, he's the only one that's played consistently. Maxwell has been very streaky, and Sleepy Floyd had just a horrible 2 games in Los Angeles.
Wood playing very physical with Worthy. You had Wood in the Chicago Bulls training camp a few years ago, and you know he can play that way as Worthy teaches the young man a lesson.
He will not be intimidated. He'll throw his body around. He's a guy that comes in there. He might pick up some early fouls, but he won't make you work.
Good pick set by Smith. He broke away from it, but Green picked him up. Sleepy Floyd, the easy basket, and that is what Mike Dunleavy wanted to keep the Rockets guards from doing, getting the easy hoops.
I think Sleepy banged his knee that time.
Slow coming down the court, then we've got a timeout. Mike Dunleavy says we need to talk about this as the Houston Rockets have gone on a run, and with 9:29 left in the second quarter, they lead it by 7.
Come out of a timeout, they like to go to James Worthy. Although with Teagle on the floor, they might try to get him going, but keep your eye on James Worthy.
Worthy on the far side of the court. They're trying to set a pick for Worthy.
He's going to isolate against David Wood.
Shot clock at 5. Worthy stops, fakes once, and with 2 on the shot clock, won't get it to go down, and David Wood with the rebound.
James Worthy just held the basketball. That's twice now he's done that. It's a walk.
Thorpe walked with it.
James Worthy is a little indecisive with the basketball on the offensive end. He's getting the shot clock working against him. Twice he's had to take difficult shots. David Wood is doing a good job pushing him off the spot that he likes to post up in.
5th Los Angeles turnover, 4 so far for Houston, as the Rockets lead it by 7 inside of 9 minutes.
Teagle loves to post up the smaller guards. See if he can post up against Sleepy.
Sleepy knocks it away with 10 on the shot clock. Shot clock now at 6.
Larry Drew's got 3-point range. You got to cover him out there.
With 2 on the shot clock, Larry Drew throws up an ugly shot. Thorpe just takes it away from AC Green, and it's a 24-second violation. Houston will have it with 8:40 left in the second. They lead by 7. Now, if LA finds themselves down, they're not a team that can create turnovers. This is a bad situation for them.
24th in the league in trying to create turnovers. Now, what you have to do if you're Don Chaney, you got to be very happy. His bench has come in and outplayed the Laker bench right now. They're taking advantage of the substitutions.
Sleepy Floyd, his second running shot inside the paint, and Terry Teagle really cleared the rebound. And Larry Smith will be whistled for the foul. That'll be his first personal.
Mike Dunleavy's not going to be able to rest Magic Johnson very long. He realized down 7, he's going to bring him back in for Larry Drew. He needs Magic to run the offense. In this series, Magic Johnson averaging 42 minutes a game. So he, Worthy, and Perkins have played big minutes.
Kenny Smith gets up in the air. Teagle drains the shot. Jess Kersey says,
I don't think they're going to get a continuation. They're going to say he was on the floor, Ron, so they'll take it sideline out. That was a break.
Take a look at some of our GMC truck scoreboard for this evening as New York hanging on against Chicago in Madison Square Garden. Of course, Atlanta on top of Detroit.
A lot of points for Detroit to give up their 56. That's a 112-point pace. Normally, not that many points Detroit give up.
Magic Johnson, who at this morning shoot-around did nothing but right-handed hooks while he was shooting by himself from that position. That's how he used it. Sleepy Floyd can't get it. Devos has it loose. Magic to AC. Somebody put a fork in this one. Don't try this at home. Here comes Sleepy to the hole. And we've got a foul.
Well, Mike Dunleavy has to be very happy with the hustle that time. 3 guys on the floor for the Lakers as well as the Rockets. The Rockets come up with it. Sleepy Floyd now has missed 2 basically easy layups in the lane. You see it here. You see David Wood down. Sleepy Floyd down. Magic was down. Devos was already on the floor. And here comes Sleepy Floyd. Misses a little finger roll. But Larry Smith picks up the foul. Oh, that's a tough shot. My.
It was also a bad shot.
Oh, what happens is now you get a layup at the other end.
Pretty good defense by Maxwell on Worthy. He got a piece of the ball. Here comes Sleepy. 1-on-3, and he forces the action. And that is an offensive foul. 1 on 3.
And that time it worked against him. Magic stepped back to take the charge. Tries to cross him over. He picks up his dribble. And when he does, AC Green was going to block the shot. Magic took the charge. Numbers were not there for them.
He had Akeem trailing, and I don't think he saw him. Dave Jamerson will come into the lineup for the Rockets. As Doug mentioned earlier, had a good first game, 12 points. Elijah, both shots, one will go as goaltending.
You know, Vlade is very comfortable playing against Akeem. He just took the ball right at him that time. Akeem got the first one, but he kept it alive and went right back up for the score. So Vlade, I think, feels more comfortable in this game playing against Akeem than he did Otis Thorpe.
First field goal of the game for Vlade Divac. He's averaging better than 20 a game. Sleepy can't get it going. Well, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game immediately following tonight's contest.
You can see right now he's going with Dave Jamerson. He gave Sleepy a look, felt he didn't have it going, realizing that there is no tomorrow for this Rocket team, so he's going with Dave Jamerson, who played a sensational game 1, 12 points in 14 minutes.
Rookie out of Ohio, stands 6'5", was a first-round draft pick, 15th overall by Miami. Of course, they got Kessler and Carl Herrera in Miami. Legal defense now called on the Rockets. I think that may be on David Wood. Yes, it was. Don Chaney wants to make sure his troops know where they're supposed to be. Smith, as Wood backs off.
They're going to get Wood being 2 zones away from his man. You can have to be 1 zone within your man. There's Terry Teagle not giving up the ball on the double team.
Excellent defense by Houston with 6:34. It is a 3-point Rocket lead. 7th Houston turnover. 6 for the Lakers. Vlade fights on Akeem. Akeem gets loose. Vlade puts up the big hand. And Smith comes out of the pack. Olajuwon drilling the 16-footer.
Dave Jamerson on the offensive board kept the ball alive. You see him working hard against Teagle. Have to keep our eye on that matchup. We realized that when Teagle got a little upset and threw a punch the other night. Now he's upset setting the screen and gets the personal foul. So
that is his 2nd personal foul as we look at it again.
The reason he gets this is because he's got his hands out. See, that's an unnatural position when you put your arms out there. You cannot assume an unnatural position setting the screen. That's what Teagle did.
Well, Mike Dunleavy will have to go back to the starting lineup as Byron Scott set to check back into action. Jamerson on Magic. Inside to Olajuwon. Akeem with 4 here in the quarter. 6 for the ball game. It is a 7-point Houston lead.
That's why the big man's got to get the ball, Ron.
Houston has to look at this also as a 1-game series. They can't worry about winning 3 in a row. Ball still loose, and Akeem will come up with it.
Push it. Got to push it.
7 rebounds now for Akeem as Perkins will go inside.
He's unbelievable. This guy has no conscience. He doesn't.
The crowd is into the ball game. 20-second timeout. Listen to the sellout crowd at the Summit. Detlef Schrempf, who we will see tomorrow night by just 1 vote. Magic. A little better ball movement by the Lakers.
And better rotation on the defense now.
Johnson's shot won't count.
See, Larry Smith, you know what his reaction was that time? Magic put the ball on the floor, and his first reaction was to put his hands down. He actually moved his feet pretty well, but he put his hands down, and when he did, he put them on Magic's waist. Magic smartly felt that. He went up and took the shot, realizing he would get the foul.
Sam Perkins is checked into the lineup. Perkins with 6 first-quarter points as we look at Magic Johnson.
Ron, you realize how much the Lakers are going with their starters. Obviously, Teagle only played about 4 minutes total in the 2 games in Los Angeles, but listen to the minutes the Lakers starters played. Worthy averaged 41, Divac 41, Scott 39, Perkins 39, and Magic Johnson 42. So with a day in between and not back-to-back ball games, Mike Dunleavy feels like he's going to play his starters big minutes to win this series.
Well, the Rockets have 6 points on a break as Otis Thorpe is checked back into the lineup. Smith will take a seat, and Houston leads it by 8 with 4:45 left in the half. The Wood to Jamerson. Runs by Scott. Good dish off. Oh, what a play Houston.
I like this Jamerson. I like him. He's playing aggressively. Took the ball in the lane, drew the defense, made a great pass.
People were touting him as the next Jeff Hornacek early on as Worthy launches the jumper, and he hits nothing but the bottom.
It was a frustrating year for Dave Jamerson. He didn't get to play much, and when you don't play much as a rookie, the first thing you hear is, well, it was a wasted draft pick. Many instances you have to wait your turn. He's showing now that he has talent.
Thorpe 7 of 8 to go for his 15 points. Hakeem fakes right, goes left, doesn't get it.
Hakeem is so quick on that spin move. Byron Scott has been quiet tonight after averaging 18.5 in Los Angeles. Very quiet tonight.
Byron Scott has yet to find the hole. Count the basket for Magic Johnson. Magic now with 13. Maxwell whistled for the foul. That is his second.
Magic realizing tonight his team needs offense, so he's going to be an offensive player. He has a great instinct to know what his team needs. In game 2, they needed his passing. He gave them 21 assists, 10 assists in the fourth quarter. Tonight, realizing they're having a difficult time scoring, he has 14 in the first half. That's part of his greatness.
Magic 5 of 5 from the line as once again the free throw domination belongs to the Lakers as Houston has only shot twice from the charity stripe. 9 times for Lakers. Divac with the rebound.
That 10-point lead now is down to 5, and it can go to 3, so the Rockets playing in spurts.
Worthy forces up to Jay. Olajuwon with rebound number 8. Wood, the big step is hammered as he goes to the hole.
Ron, David Wood plays hard. You really have to admire his effort. He's mismatched out there against James Worthy, but I tell you what, he's going to make him work and work. I would not be surprised to see Worthy get a technical foul here. He's a little upset. He's talking to Jess Hersey and Wally Rooney. Just keep our eye on James Worthy.
Foul was on Perkins. That is his first personal. David Wood, who's had quite the journeyman's career. So you mentioned he played 2 games for the Chicago Bulls. He played a couple of years in the CBA, went to Italy and Spain, and the fans in Barcelona nicknamed that young man the Gladiator when he played. First free throw in the second quarter for the Rockets. Wood hits 1, and it is a 6-point margin. 3:14 left in the second. And Worthy is whistled for the foul. Doug Collins said keep an eye on him.
He's frustrated. Right now he's frustrated. That's 2 offensive fouls because David Wood is getting up. He's banging him. You see him fight through the screen, and he's not giving Worthy anything. There's the flop.
He's getting good at that.
He's working hard against Worthy. He's going to make James earn all of his points tonight.
It is a 6-point Rocket lead, nearing the 3. Johnson and Lenny Wilkins of the Cleveland Cavaliers in our studios in Atlanta will update you scores and highlights at halftime on the Prudential Halftime Report.
Still plenty of time on the clock.
Thorpe again to the paint. That is the 4th time he has taken it to the hole strong.
In Los Angeles, they would have launched up a quick outside shot. One of the guards, they made the extra pass to Thorpe. He made the play, taking it to the basket. Good patience.
Composure was the word I think you used as Worthy rattles one home. That is something this team, there was a question of their composure, especially in tight ball games at the beginning of the year and even heading into the playoffs.
They had a tendency late in ball games to make critical mistakes. They're maturing.
Kenny Smith, the young man, Doug Collins with the save. And we've got a timeout on the court. 2:18 remaining to be played in the first half. Mike Dunleavy needs some answers. He trails by 5.
11 possessions. Remember, he touched it 5 out of 21 in the first quarter. 5 out of 11 in this quarter. The offensive efficiency is better. Rockets doing a much better job.
As far as layup chances, the Lakers just 3 of 5. Houston 9 of 11. So the Rockets obviously trying to push it up. Buck Johnson will come back into Houston's lineup, and Worthy dribbles it off his foot.
Byron Scott is not looking for his offense tonight. He would have taken that shot in Los Angeles tonight. He made the extra pass to Worthy. They need Byron Scott's outside jump shot. He's one of the unpredictables of this series. He played very well in Los Angeles.
LA now with 9 turnovers in the ball game, and they have been very, very careful with the basketball in the first 2 games. Johnson won't get it. How about Elijah on an offensive rebound, and that should be a jump ball. Sam Perkins with those 41-inch arms, and that is why he wore number 41 for the Dallas Mavericks.
Hakeem just sort of Cadillac this one up there a little bit. He didn't really go up with power. As a result, Sam Perkins with an easy block. You got to take that with vengeance, and that normally Akeem does that.
Don Chaney said, hey, he hit him on the head with his elbow. 5-point. Houston lead 135. They've led by as many as 10. Scott. Shot clock at 6. Maxwell wanting some help from Smith. Leaves Scott open from 3. He doesn't get it. Rockets need to take advantage of this final 1:15. To the hole. Maxwell.
Houston's tough when they do that.
10 for Vernon Maxwell.
Magic's the only one scoring. They're going to go back to him.
The double team. Kenny Smith has to hustle back over to watch Scott, who is spotting up for the 3. There's Worthy, spots up. Doesn't get it. L.A. very cold. Don Chaney said he didn't expect L.A. to shoot as well as they did in the second game, and that's been the case so far. What defense or offense by Otis Thorpe? The ball was going out, and he still was able to hit it off a Laker.
Funny how when you're at home, you make all those hustle plays. Exactly. That's why the home court advantage is so important. You see now the loose ball. Thorpe goes for it, throws off the leg of Byron Scott. 12 seconds on the shot clock. We have about a 26-second differential.
Here comes Kenny Smith. Throws it up. Just jumped over, or just bounced over Olajuwon. Byron Scott 0 for 2.
Lakers want to hold for the last. Surprise, Magic tried to hit Vlade Divac.
I was just going to say that Vlade's only 1 of 3 for 3 points in the ball game. Not what he did in the first 2 contests. Now the shot clock has been turned off. Rockets lead it by 7. Enviable position for Don Chaney right now. Maxwell forces that prayer out. That doesn't go anywhere. Perkins, they have a chance to get one shot off. Divac won't be able to get it off in time. 24 minutes have been played at the sold-out Summit in Houston. The Rockets trying to keep their hopes alive. They lead it by 7. We'll be back with second half action. But stay with us. Ernie Johnson next with the Prudential halftime report.
Tempo has been in their behalf. Akeem Olajuwon touched the ball 10 times in 34 possessions, so almost 30% of the offense, giving him a chance now to get involved in the game after only 20% touches in the first quarter.
Well, Akeem Olajuwon, who played 20 of the 24 minutes, will start the third quarter, and there is Vlade Divac. Games 1, 2, and tonight, only 4 Lakers have scored, and of the 39 points, 30 belong to Magic and Worthy.
Well, Byron Scott's got to look offense. He only took 2 shots in 17 minutes. Vlade Divac took 3 shots. They've got to get those 2 guys involved.
When you talk about Byron Scott, he is way off the mark on that one to the right side.
Well-run play. Byron just didn't come close on that shot. Here's Otis Thorpe doing what he did in the first half.
This time he doesn't get the shot in the paint. Talked about turnovers. Houston 14 points off the turnover. L.A. just 4.
There's that baby hook shot by Magic. He just backed Maxwell right down to where he wanted him. Too much size to take it right over the top of him. They're going to have to give him some help.
Let's see how important the first 5 minutes of this third quarter are for the Houston Rockets if they can maintain what we talked about earlier, their composure. Because you know that the Lakers will make their patented run. Thorpe, the left hand will go down. Akeem can't get the board. The Lakers have a chance to run. 3-on-3. Magic says, I've got it.
20-second timeout, I think, for Don Chaney. He does not like what's happened here to start the game, to start the third quarter. 2 easy layups by Magic Johnson. Again, Magic Johnson has a great feel of knowing when the other guys on his team are struggling. He's looking for his offense tonight. In the end line, Magic Johnson. 2 straight field goals now coming out the third quarter to get his team off and running now down only 3 points.
Magic Johnson, who shot only 35% in the first 2 games with 16. Otis Thorpe led the Rockets 17 first half points. The only other player for Houston in double figures is Vernon Maxwell. He had 10.
See if they go to Olajuwon.
By Akeem finds the bottom of the hole.
You got to do that coming out of a timeout. You got to get the ball in the hands of your star. Good play there and good call by Don Chaney.
Well, Vernon Maxwell has now gone almost a minute and a half without shooting a 3. Inside, James Worthy for the Lakers.
Well executed play. Worthy with a layup, so you can see it's Worthy and Magic Johnson, the 2 guys who've proved it so many years in the playoffs.
Akeem had a big hole to the paint. He takes it up strong. 6-point Rocket lead.
That screen roll is so devastating when the Rockets run it the right way. You just cannot stop it.
Maxwell trying to pick up the intensity defensively. Perimeter game now by the Lakers. Scott back out to Magic. Worthy, 3 on the shot clock.
Gonna get it up.
2 on the shot clock with 1. Scott pulls the trigger.
Well, reminiscent of Los Angeles in game 1, barely beating the shot clock, so Byron Scott's getting used to that.
Byron wanted a 3. Jess Kersey says, no, it's a 2. Olajuwon, big spin move. He wanted the foul, didn't get it. 4 on 3 for the Lakers. Perkins wide open. It is a 1-point game.
This is where the composure has to come in right now. As you talked about the Lakers making their little surge, this is where you find out if the Rockets are for real. If they're at home now, they have the crowd, they must execute.
When the emotion dies, execution must take over in a playoff game. 9 on the shot clock. To Buck Johnson over Vlade. Hakeem inside.
Hakeem, that's twice he's had his goggles knocked off his head as he's went to the basket.
Johnson has the shot blocked by Perkins. They say, nope, it's goaltending.
Now they've got to get some defensive stops. Now is the time. They've got to gear their defense down. That's what worked for them so well in the first half. There's the goaltending. Take away the Laker easy baskets. They have 4 easy layups to start the third quarter.
Of the 6 Houston possessions, Hakeem has touched them 3 times. Thorpe trying to stay on Vlade Divac. And now the Lakers again find themselves with 5 on the shot clock. Divac goes up strong, and Hakeem says, take a seat. Vlade holds his head.
Foul call 33 Otis Thorpe is first.
Magic Johnson trying desperately to get Vlade Divac involved in the offense. Vlade loves to come into the lane. Otis Thorpe has got to make him turn away. He loves to swing into the lane with that little running hook shot to the right. Otis Thorpe pulls his arm down, and Vlade is a very good free throw shooter. Will step to the line.
Doesn't get the first. Lakers were 7 of 9 in the first half from the charity stripe. Houston only 2 of 4. So once again, we've seen the differential in points from the free throw line as Divac gets the second. Houston lead, 8.5 left in the third. Lakers looking to go 3-0, win the series, move on to the second round. Inside, Buck Johnson can't get the follow. The Lakers are now running. It's Lakers showtime. Magic all the way. Got it.
Magic Johnson doing what he does as well as any point guard who's ever played the game, inline to inline. No one stops the basketball. Magic with deceptive speed here. Buck Johnson trying to get ahead of him. He cannot do it. The foul and the bank shot. That's 6 quick points here by Magic Johnson. Opportunity for the 3-point play. Lakers can overcome a 7-point halftime deficit and take the lead in less than 4 minutes.
You see players like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan in Chicago. These guys hate to lose, and they take over a game when necessary as the Lakers get their first lead since the opening quarter. Kenny Smith.
Lakers looking to run now.
Scott stops, pops. Now here comes Houston. Smith has Maxwell on the right, Thorpe on the left. Maxwell. Hakeem, fouled by Worthy. The basket goes. Mike Dunleavy wanted a jump ball.
Well, what he said was, Jess Kersey said when Hakeem came down, he lost possession of the basketball. If he would have kept the ball in his hands and came down, it would have been a jump ball. But when he lost possession of it, he could go right back up with it. It was a blocked shot.
Johnson fakes the double team, then comes over, allows Scott free for the 2, doesn't get it. Good hustle, Sam Perkins. Lakers have it with 24, a new 24 on the shot clock. A little more intensity by Los Angeles here in the third quarter.
Magic Johnson is telling Byron Scott, get your shot up as we Chicago with a spurt has taken a 12-point lead. And look at Detroit. They've overcome a 17-point lead and now lead by 7. But it's quiet in the Omni right now.
It's quiet when it's full and the Hawks are leading. 7:15 left in the third.
Take 3 seconds on Vlade Divac.
That gets Mike Dunleavy off the bench. Vlade says no problema. Goes down the other end with 7:11 left in the third quarter. Lakers trail by 1. Cheney says he likes when his team is backed up against the wall, as it was when Hakeem went down with the eye injury. He says, if my team fights like a tiger. Well, right now they are really down in this ball game. Not from a scoring standpoint, but from momentum. Magic. Hakeem doesn't get it.
Now, see, the Lakers made a mistake there. You know, you have to point out they had a fast break. 5 guys ran down the floor. Hakeem stayed back. No one stayed with him. So the Rockets retaliated really quickly. Byron Scott picked up the foul. Hakeem will shoot 2 free throws.
And the Rockets trail by 1. Early part of the telecast, but 6 of the 10 trips down the court for Houston, Hakeem has touched the ball here in the third quarter. 4 points, 4 rebounds. This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Let's see if the Rockets try to throw a little trap here. They haven't shown much of it. Let's see if they try to maybe create a turnover. Kenny Smith looking like he's going to come up and run jump in the back court.
Worthy had Perkins down low. He slid right behind Thorpe. James didn't see him. Lakers spread it out. Shot clock at 6.
And Worthy's done a lot of it in this game. Hold the ball to the last second. Oh, he banks one in. That's the...
I think I heard him call bank. 17. 19 now for Worthy. Check that, 20 for James Worthy. Johnson from outside, doesn't get it. Scott with the rebound with 6:05 showing on the game clock in the third quarter. Lakers lead it by 2.
Magic wants the ball in the post to go against Vernon Maxwell. He's had a big third quarter.
Gets a little help from Buck Johnson, but the Lakers recognize and get the ball moving around. Shot clock at 3. Perkins lets it go. Boom.
See, the Lakers are so aware of that shot clock. I think they've had 1 violation tonight. They've had to force a couple shots, but they're so aware of using the clock, much more so than they used to.
Biggest Laker lead, it is 4. Kenny Smith doing a lot of dribbling. Maxwell fakes the 3, has already taken 6. Over Magic Johnson.
They're losing their patience right now. Might have to see a timeout here if Magic scores.
Doesn't get it. Rebound, Olajuwon. Wisely covers the ball up. 5-13. The Rockets trail 2-0 in this series. Johnson inside the double pump.
Tough shot there by Buck Johnson. Good screen roll again. You see the Rockets going to what they do best in the half court, running the screen roll. Beautiful pass from Kenny Smith.
8 for Buck Johnson. The lead is 2. Johnson had only 4 points in game 2. Another turnover for Los Angeles. Kenny Smith pushes it up, but the Lakers beat him down court. Smith from the top of the key drains it. We are tied at 59, 4:30 left to play in the third. Brown chanting defense, over 16,000 at the 7th. Shot clock down to 7. Magic patiently backing in the baby hook. Boy, you know that's coming, but Vernon Maxwell can't do a whole lot about it, considering Maxwell only stands 6'5".
Well, he's also waiting for the double team. If the double team comes, he makes the pass. Tonight, Magic is just playing excellent offensive basketball.
Inside, Buck Johnson. Johnson now with 10. And we've got a timeout. Los Angeles Magic, 11 third quarter points, 25 for the game, and he's helped his team not up the game at 61. 3:51 left in the third. Rockets led by 7 in intermission. Magic Johnson, 25 points, 6 assists. Now, who's not hot in this third quarter, Doug?
Well, Otis Thorpe, after 8 for 9 in the first half, 0 for 3 in the third quarter. Vernon Maxwell 0 for 2. So right now, Magic Johnson, the man they're going to. Again, they love to run a set play. Look for Vlade Divac on a lob here.
He tries to get away from Thorpe, doesn't get it. Buck Johnson beginning to assert himself on both ends of the court. No substitutions for Houston here in this third quarter. The starters going all the way. Thorpe knocks Divac down, and Otis Thorpe gets his first hoop of the second half.
Lottie, I think, banged a knee. He tried to come over to give some help. Maybe he got a knee in the stomach, shaken up a little bit. Different Houston Rocket team. They're getting the ball inside tonight, Ron. It's what we talked about at the start of the ball game. They are taking jump shots, but they're getting the ball inside when they need hoops.
They not only have to get it inside, but when that clogs up, they have to hit the outside shot. Magic, Otis just grabs him.
You know, Jess Kersey realized that Magic was going to pass that basketball, so he's not going to give him the 2 free throws. That's veteran officiating, and you see Magic laughing.
Jess was also cracking up.
See, he's going to make the pass. Here comes Thorpe to double team. He's going to make the pass. Good call there by Jess Kersey. I think you're going to see him start to double team Magic a little more. They got to take it out of his hands. There they are. Buck Johnson going back to give help. Here he comes again. Magic's playing a big offensive game.
Worthy can't get it to go. Teagle has checked into the Laker lineup. Not much production from the Laker bench. No points until 2 rebounds for the game. Thorpe, shot clock inside of 10. Takes it strong with the left hand. Won't go down. Vlade had it. Perkins had it.
Oh, what a play by Vlade Divac. That was a dunk, and he stripped him.
And Magic tries to convert on the other end. Vlade Divac picked the pocket of Akeem Olajuwon.
The Rocket fans are not happy. That was a clean block. Akeem brings that ball down. For you young players out there, watch where Akeem brings his ball down. He's going to dunk the basketball. Look where he tries to release it. He's going to have it down right at his waist. There's the strip. That was a nice play by Vlade. That was not a foul. Magic Johnson takes it back the other way.
Buck Johnson was whistled for the foul on the other end. That is his 3rd personal, and Magic will go to the line. He's perfect. 6 of 6.
I think the Rockets are going to come down their next possession, try to spread the floor, and see if Kenny Smith can penetrate, get inside the lane, make something happen. Let's see if they do that. If they run a spread offense, if they do, Vernon Maxwell might shoot a 3-point shot on the penetration.
Tied up again. This time it's 63. Kenny Smith. Akeem saves it. Double team by Worthy and Divac. Sees Thorpe cutting in the paint. He forces it up. A whistle stops the action. Magic with the foul, his first.
Well, the difference, if the Rockets win this game tonight, the man you're looking at the free throw line right now has made all the difference in the world. He only took 9 shots in the entire ball game in game 2. Tonight he had 9 shots the first half. He's already taken 3 or 4 in this quarter. Very the pressure on the interior defense of the Lakers.
Well, he's only 1 of 3 from the line so far this evening. Did not have any free throws the first couple of ball games.
Missed both free throws. How critical free throws are. In the first game, the Lakers won 94-92. 94 points, 29 of them came from the free throw line.
Well, the Lakers 11 of 14 now. Houston just 3 of 8. So there's an 8-point swing in free throws. You usually don't see this from the home team as Magic takes it high off the glass. He goes hard to the floor. Magic still down the far end. Kenny Smith patiently waiting. Good defense by Perkins, and he stepped out. Should belong to the Rockets.
You know, it's going to be very interesting here for Mike Dunleavy. There's a minute 32 to go as we see Sam Perkins try to make the save here. Careless pass. Perkins trying to make the save, and you see him. He steps down before he saves the ball. Mike Dunleavy's going to have an interesting substitution. Magic Johnson and Worthy are going to have to get a little bit of a rest before they go into this 4th quarter. It's going to be interesting to see when Mike Dunleavy chooses to rest these guys. It could determine the outcome of this game.
Well, the only substitution he's gone with here in the second half is Teagle for Scott. Don Chaney will go to his bench. Kenny Smith missed the jumper.
Excellent block out, Sam Perkins over on Otis Thorpe.
Sleepy Floyd will come into Houston's lineup. Next break in the action, tied up at 63. Teagle, his baseline jumper will go down. Vlade just out-hustles everyone for the board. And Mike Dunleavy told us he felt Vlade will be just as intense as he was in the first 2 games. Point-wise, not productive tonight. Perkins for a 3. Stops, takes his time, doesn't get it. And here comes Thorpe. He's already gone coast to coast once in the ball game. To Akeem, to the hole.
Sam Perkins looks up and he goes, "Where is the foul, please? I just got hit by a runaway car." Look at this. Now, Akeem Olajuwon is going to take off. Oh, man, no call. That's good position by Sam Perkins there. Look at him look over like, what do I have to do? Please.
It's a commercial. Help me, I'm falling. Teagle. Nearing 30 seconds. Johnson unmolested. He gets hit, but he does make the shot. Oh, my. When the Lakers need the basket, they go to the Magic.
Now, it's interesting. Magic is throwing the ball into Terry Teagle in the two-man game, and they're doubling off Magic Johnson. And then on the rotation, they cannot get back to him. So I think that the Rockets are going to have to make an adjustment. They cannot double down off of Magic onto Teagle, because on the reversal, he now takes the ball to the basket. They're going to have to make an adjustment on that play.
Smith whistle for the foul. That is his second. The Lakers lead by 1.
They'll hold it for the last shot.
Got about a 9-second difference between the shot and the game. That's the game clock, the lower right-hand portion. Shot clock now at 10. Maxwell launches up a 3, in and out, doesn't get it. Lakers have the last chance. They lead it by 1. They trail by 7 at intermission.
Magic wants to back him down, looking for the last shot.
Magic goes with the left hand. Thorpe with the rebound. A lot of time left. 2, 1. Sleepy at the buzzer, doesn't get it. 36 minutes have been played, and only 1 point separate the Los Angeles Lakers from going on to the second round. And 12 minutes are left. We'll be back.
Would like to do that.
Dave Jamerson has checked in for the Houston Rockets, as has Larry Smith. Magic 16 points in that third quarter. Houston only scored 19 points. Lakers 52% shooting in the quarter. Houston just 38%. Jamerson all the way short.
Sleepy Floyd is struggling out there right now. He's got to run the team.
We've got a whistle and a foul. We'll go the other way with it. And down on the floor is Sam Perkins. Johnson picks up his 4th personal foul.
Sam does all the little things for you defensively. Again, stepping in, Divac with a shot blocked. Sam Perkins taking a blow to the midsection, so I'm sure he had a little bit of the wind knocked out of him. He appears to be okay.
11:36 left. Lakers by 1. Last year, the Lakers eliminated Houston 3-1 as the Rockets lost the first 2, won game 3 here at the Summit. Drew being hounded by Sleepy Floyd. Teagle left open for the J, doesn't get it.
Got to push it. Push it up the floor, get some easy baskets. Don't get to a half-court game in the fourth quarter.
Which is what Los Angeles lulled Houston into doing in games 1 and 2. Jamerson baseline up off the glass, doesn't get it. Buck Johnson, good hustle, playing with 4 personal fouls. And we have a blocking foul, and Buck Johnson will go to the line.
Well, you have to like the aggressiveness of this Dave Jamerson. He's taking the ball to the basket with authority. Looks like Sam Perkins got kicked in the knee that time, taking a beating around the basket right now. But excellent offensive rebound by Buck Johnson. Second and third shot opportunities now for the Houston Rockets. Takes it right there. Looks like that's where Perkins got kicked in the knee. You see him holding his left knee.
And Buck Johnson will go to the line. He has 10 points this evening.
AC Green is checked in. We see the trainer Gary Vitti right now working on that left knee of Sam Perkins over on the bench. In fact, he's not even gotten to his seat yet. He's sitting on the floor. You see him stretched out there right now.
I mentioned Gary Vitti, the trainer, talking to him, trying to rub that left leg down. Buck Johnson makes the first. He'll have the second. 19 playoff games he has been in. He has only averaged 6 points a contest, and tonight he has 12. Rockets by 1.
Well, the Worthy's the guy that's got to score for him right now with this team on the floor. Either he or Vlade Divac, or maybe posting Terry Teagle against Jamerson.
Well, that third quarter was the only quarter the Lakers out-rebounded Houston. Worthy's turnaround, boom. That's pretty.
Well, that's who they got to go to. He's the one scorer they have on the floor right now.
Pretty good job by the rookie from Ohio as Jamerson gets his first 2. Drew pushes the action for the Lakers.
Offensive foul, Larry Drew.
Uses his arm.
Offensive foul, Drew, his first.
First personal, first team.
I'm sure what Mike Dunleavy would like to do is get Magic a few minutes rest, maybe 3-4 minutes rest if he could. Come in, maybe take Worthy out to give him a little bit of a rest, because he always likes one of those guys on the floor for their offense and their leadership.
Bad pass by Sleepy Floyd. Now he has Larry Drew. AC Green follows. There it is.
Sleepy Floyd, as I said, is struggling right now. He is not the explosive offensive player that he normally is. He's not giving him that lift off the bench. He's thinking out there right now. Everything right now is coming very difficult for him.
You never know which Sleepy Floyd will show up. Vlade Divac says, Otis, here's one for the fans. On the other end, throws it away.
Well, Vlade should have taken that shot. He tried to overpass.
Jamerson. Akeem will check back in. Sleepy.
Oh, he needed that one. Oh, he needed that one. It reminded me of the other night at Danny Ainge in Portland. He was struggling. He hit a three-point shot, went off to rattle off 13 points in the fourth quarter for the Blazers as they won the second game the other night against the Sonics.
Sleepy only 8 points in game 1, 4 in game 2. He has 4 here this evening. Worthy working on Buck Johnson, playing with 4 personal fouls. James can't get the bank. Green is fouled.
Let's see what happens now with Mike Dunleavy. Akeem Olajuwon is checking back in the game. Let's see what he does. He's going to come back with Byron Scott, it looks like. Akeem will give Buck Johnson a rest. It'll be Akeem Olajuwon, Larry Smith, and Otis Thorpe on the front line as Byron Scott's going to check back into the game.
Otis Thorpe was whistled for his 3rd personal foul. And here comes Byron Scott. Scott so far scoreless in the first half, only has 2 here in the second. Terry Teagle will sit down to the round of boos. Rockets by 1, 9:05 left to be played. Smith on Drew. Good job defensively by Akeem.
Lazy pass by Byron Scott. Akeem just circled the post and stole it.
And Drew hammers Sleepy Floyd. That's Drew's second. How long before Magic comes up? And as I say,
right
he stands up. Well, Larry sort of played himself to the bench on that one.
Magic got 3 minutes and 8 seconds rest, plus the timeout during the third to fourth quarter break. So he got about, I'd say, maybe a 5 to 6 minute rest altogether.
Well, Sleepy takes a seat, and Vernon Maxwell comes in, and as Sleepy goes to the scoring table, he gives a kick to it. I don't think he's very happy coming out of the ball game right now. Smith inside. Akeem. Vlade again. For 3.
Now, that was created. Inside pass to Olajuwon. Double, triple team. Back out. 3-point shot. Inside, out attack.
What we do in the playoffs, and the crowd has come alive. Jess Kersey says we have a foul, a push.
13, Larry
Smith is whistled for the foul. 8:24 left to be played in the ball game. 74-70 is our score. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in our studios in Atlanta for more NBA action. Ernie? Wow, what a comeback by Detroit. Magic Johnson just hit another one.
That's a 29-point turnaround if my math is correct. They were down 17 in the first half, win by 12.
Bobby Weiss is probably scratching his head right now. Akeem, fall away. Tough shot. Oh, he was almost behind the backboard.
Let the thoroughbred run, baby. When you got somebody like that, get him the ball and enjoy it.
17 points for Akeem. 11 here in the second half. 4-point Rocket lead. AC and Maxwell going at it. The chant of defense again comes up. Worthy. AC battles for the rebound.
AC Green's done a good job on the offensive board. That's 3 offensive rebounds in this quarter for AC Green, keeping the ball alive.
And also great composure, just holding it after he got the rebound and waiting for things to get back in order. Maxwell says, give me some help. Magic goes off, cut right between you.
Boy, Don Chaney's unhappy. They didn't get over there and double team soon enough. Give Magic Johnson a layup. You got to make him become a passer right now. The other guys have not scored for the Lakers. Take it out of Magic's hands.
34 for Magic. That matches his season high. 2-on-2. Scott stops. Byron Scott now with just 4 points. Average 14 for the game. Otis Thorpe apparently was hit in the eye. Houston calls a timeout. 6:46 left to be played. Akeem and the Rockets.
This is what what Don Chaney was so upset about. You're going to see Magic Johnson. He's going to start to back down. Larry Smith has got to come over and seal off this double team, force Magic Johnson to make the pass. You're going to see what happens here. He's going to split the double team. Larry Smith is late getting there. He comes, he's too late, and Magic Johnson splits the double team for an easy layup. You cannot have that in the fourth period. You're going to have to make someone else score. Byron Scott and Bloody Divac have been very quiet. You've got to make those guys look to shoot the ball.
LA out-rebounding Houston 17-14 in the half. In the first half, LA was out-rebounded 24-17, so they've already matched their total. We've got a foul, says Jess Kersey. So Vlade picks up his second. Magic pleading the case with Jess. Vlade has a big smile on his face. New 24-second clock for the Rockets. We're tied at 76. 6:36 left to be played.
See if they go back inside to Akeem Olajuwon. That's the man they need to get the ball to make the double team occur. Then he can pump it out. Find the open man.
Walked with it. Gonna go the other way. Magic Johnson, 43 points last year in a playoff game.
What Akeem has to do, Ron, is when he feels that double team, throw the ball out and then repost and have him throw the ball back and make Los Angeles come out with a double team. He got impatient, tried to beat two guys.
Inside, Vlade takes his time and he gets the hoop. Divac's first field goal in the second half. He has 6 for the ball game. Maxwell, air ball, but there for the follow. Thorpe can't get it. Worthy with the rebound. Lakers by 2, 7:40 left.
Let's see how long that Don Chaney stays with Larry Smith in the game matched up against Worthy. He's a good defensive player and a rebound, but they lose offensively with him on the floor.
Worthy kicks it over to Scott, who spots up for the jumper off the outside of the iron. Ball belongs to the Lakers, and they get a new 24.
Well, Byron Scott's kicking himself right now. He's had about 4 of those open jump shots tonight, and he cannot find the mark.
Are they changing? Nope. Don Chaney pleading his case. Magic, once again, very familiar. Backing up, waiting for the double team. Opens up Worthy. Smith, for the 10th out of 11 years in his career, had more rebounds than points.
Good job, though, of getting the ball out of Magic Johnson's hands there, Ron. You got to make somebody else score right now.
Vernon Maxwell has been shut out in this half. Sam Perkins up off the Lakers bench. We've got a whistle and a foul as Kenny Smith takes it in strong. And here comes Perkins back into LA's lineup.
Good substitution here by Mike Dunleavy. About 5 minutes to go in the ball game, 4:59 to be exact. Maybe give Worthy a couple minutes rest and then bring him back in for the finish for AC Green. So if they can buy a couple minutes here with this lineup they have on the floor, Worthy should be able to finish the game strongly.
Now there's a final, Chicago over New York. So now the question is, will John McLeod be going to Notre Dame? Worthy on the bench. First Rocket points in 3 minutes, and they come through the free throw line by Kenny Smith. Can't get the second to go. Smith now with 10. The Lakers lead is 1.
Lakers also have 14 fouls. That means the Rockets are shooting from here on in, so they want to be aggressive, taking it to the basket. Not too many outside jump shots.
Rockets only with 2 team fouls. With the follow by AC Green.
AC Green has quietly done a super job in his fourth quarter. Offensive rebounding.
It is a 3-point Laker lead. 4:35 separates the Rockets from beginning their summer vacation. Akeem can't get it to go. Scott with the rebound.
The Laker defense really gearing it in now on Akeem.
Houston was 14-1 in March. Really made their mark, but they finished the season just 3 of 5 as Johnson takes it strong. Tip by Green, won't go. And we've got a whistle and a foul, and that'll be on Magic Johnson. And Magic looks at Jess Kersey and says, "You're absolutely right." Magic's second. And we've got a timeout. The Houston Rockets want to talk about it with 4:10 left to be played in the ball game. The Lakers 80, Houston 77. We'll be back.
Johnson's played 169 playoff games. James Worthy well into the hundreds. Byron Scott, AC Green. This team has been together a long time. They know what they want to do during crunch time on the floor.
Well, Otis Thorpe makes the first, and then we have a timeout called by the Los Angeles Lakers and Mike Dunleavy. 4:10 still remaining. Lakers by 2. Wars tomorrow night on TNT. Thorpe will try to complete it, and he does.
I think Mike Dunleavy used that timeout coming out at the free throw. There had been a stoppage of playing a timeout to give his team some more rest. I think he had some timeouts. I said, we'll take another one, give us a little more rest so we can finish this strong.
Only had 4 at that point. He has 3 right now. And now the Rockets a little more gambling defensively as they find themselves down by 1. Still a lot of time remaining. Scott only 4 points and 1 assist. Akeem just takes it away from Sam Perkins. Vlade Divac tonight only 6 points, but he does have 9 rebounds.
Remember now, Rockets want to be aggressive. They don't want to shoot a lot of jump shots. They're in the penalty. Take it to the basket.
Thorpe taking his time looking for Akeem, and he takes the jump shot, and he doesn't get it.
That's not the shot they want. They laid right off of him. If it doesn't go, they have no chance in the rebound. You have everybody in isolation.
Houston is not a good pure shooting team. Magic takes it to the hole, goaltending on Akeem.
Right now, the Rockets are a little confused. Magic is isolating, and they're not double teaming him every time down the floor. Here again right now, they're slow getting to the double team. Otis Thorpe does not get there. Magic Johnson is taking advantage of the slow double teaming of the Houston Rockets here in the 4th period.
36 points now for Magic Johnson.
It's a big possession right here.
Akeem has it slapped away.
Well, very fortunately, they were called a foul. Now, Akeem will shoot 2 free throws where he has struggled a little bit there tonight. Get to the free throw line late in the ball game, Ron. When you're executing and a team's trying to stop you defensively, any foul, you get to walk up and shoot free throws. You get a chance to rest a little bit, gather yourself, and on the other end, you can be very aggressive defensively. See, Vernon Maxwell should have reached out and grabbed Magic Johnson if he beat him on the dribble to not let him get the free throws. You've got a couple you can waste right now.
The Rockets now 9 of 14 from the line as Akeem gets them both a 1-point game. 3 minutes left to be played.
Execution. Remember now, execution. These are the guys who've won world champions now out there together. Let's see how they handle this.
Magic backs in. Shot clock at 5. Worthy has done this, and it's swept away by Larry Smith, but he throws it right to the hands of Byron Scott. My goodness. He saw Kenny Smith breaking. Magic again, the big move. Magic Johnson, 38 points.
What can you say?
I know, you know.
I said you got to get the ball out of his hands, Ron. You just can't let him isolate and beat you.
Houston beginning to take a little gas. But Magic turns it over. Here comes Kenny. 3-on-1. Thorpe to Maxwell. Oh, my goodness.
A 3-point shot.
He makes it.
Unbelievable 3-on-1 break, and they shoot a 3. That's Houston at its best, but it can be at its worst, too.
Don Chaney turned around and just walked to the bench.
Like, no, good shot. Here's Magic.
And he loses it. It just slipped out of his hand. That's the first Rocket three-pointer of this half. L.A. has turned the ball over now 20 times. On the year, they only averaged 14. Smith. Oh, my. Smith have really stepped up as we look at the timeout situation, both with a couple of fulls. Now 20.
Also, Larry Smith has been in the lineup with Otis Thorpe and Akeem. That's given him a tremendous defensive front line. And the fact that Maxwell and Kenny Smith have hit the outside shots, they have not missed Buck Johnson's offense. Larry Smith has done a super job against James Worthy here in this 4th period.
Buck Johnson has provided some offense tonight, but he hasn't thus far in the playoffs. He has 12 points, but he's on the bench. Now it is Magic.
There's the double up, the triple team, actually.
Worthy just didn't even look at the shot. Perkins hounded, throws up his left-hander, and he buries it.
Wow. What a shot.
12 points for Perkins, knotted at 86. We're nearing the 1-minute mark in Houston. Phoenix and Utah coming up next. Olajuwon, the spin, quick move, count it.
That's it. They got to see him taking the ball out of Magic's hands.
21 for Akeem.
You know what? Byron Scott's hit a big shot, and so has Perkins. But that's what you've got to do. You've got to make those guys look for the shots. The Rockets, if they're smart here, will get 2 possessions to 1. Use the clock. Use as much as you can so that the Lakers can't get you in a 2-for-1 possession.
Tied up at 88. Smith, one-on-one. The jumper doesn't get it. Rebound. Thorpe took off down the court to get back. He might have had a chance at the rebound. 30.8 on the game clock. 21 on the shot clock. Game is tied at 88. We'll be back.
Probably talking about all these different things that can happen, but on the rebound, if you can get it in transition, maybe look to take it.
Here we go. Hold on, folks. The final 26 seconds. Magic. Scott, the jumper. Byron Scott, who has been quiet the entire game, hits only his 8th point of the contest, but with 16.9, it has given LA the 2-point advantage. Score. What a shot by Byron Scott.
Experience, double team. Worthy makes the extra pass. You're going to find Byron Scott, and Byron Scott knocks in the open shot after missing 5 of his first 6 shots. He has now made 3 of his last 4. 2 big jump shots. Remember, we talk stability. We talk about championships, teams that have been together. They know where to go to. And right now, the Lakers are in a great position. If you're the Rockets, Ron, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to think you have to make a 3-point shot. You're at home. If you can force overtime, then you get overtime.
You talked about it. We've mentioned it a number of times. Experience. You've got Sam Perkins with the Dallas Mavericks playing in the Western Conference Finals. You have the rest of the LA Lakers. They've been here.
The only guy who really doesn't have major playoff experience is Vlade Divac. AC Green does, Worthy does, Magic does, Sam Perkins with Dallas, Byron Scott. Jamerson is in the game, excellent 3-point shooter. Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell. So I'm sure what's going to happen is they're going to get the ball inside. If you got a double or triple team, you pop out, you space the floor. If the 3's there, you take it, but it's not your first option.
Well, you have 5 players on the court for Houston, all with the potential of putting the ball in the hole. Here we go.
They got to get the ball in. That's the real key right now. You got to get the ball in.
And it's a 5-second call. He tried to call timeout, did not get it.
You pop out, you space the floor. If the 3's there, you take it, but it's not your first option.
Well, you have 5 players on the court for Houston, all with the potential of putting the ball in the hole. Here we go.
They got to get the ball in. That's the real key right now. You got to get the ball in.
And it's a 5-second call. He tried to call timeout, did not get it. Oh my goodness, a big mental mistake by the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
What a gutsy call.
Wow.
I thought he saw the timeout. The timeout was being signaled right as.
That just can't happen, Ron. That can't happen. You've got timeouts. Otis Thorpe has got to take a timeout. Now they got a foul. They got a foul.
Vlade will be fouled by Akeem Olajuwon.
And they got one more. They've got one more now before they're in the penalty. That's only the 3rd. First team foul in the last 2 minutes.
Tell you what, Terry Teagle giving the 5s to everyone. Thorpe was trying to call a timeout right as the 5-second call was being made.
Got a foul immediately.
There it is.
Now, Sam Perkins is only 4 for 8 in this series, shooting 50%, but on the season, he's a much better free throw shooter than that.
82% to be exact. And now Don Chaney, what a way to lose a game, not even when the ball's in play.
Inexperience, Ron. You know, you say what you want to say, but playoffs, guys get out there and they get excited and they make mistakes they don't normally make.
Wally Rooney made the call, and he was very positive in blowing the whistle. Perkins has one. 11.7 left. The Laker bench. They've already checked out of the hotel. Talk about confidence.
I guess it is confidence.
Their plane is probably beginning to warm up. This might do it. And Houston needs to talk about it. 11.7 left to be played. The Lakers lead by 4. 11 seconds away from clinching the series. 92-88, the Rockets could not get the ball in. And that caused a 5-second call to be called against Houston, which gave the Lakers the ball. Here it is from down below. Wally Rooney handing the ball.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004.
No, it was pretty tight. What do you think?
You see him moving his arm there,
Yep.
but you know what Otis Thorpe has to do? He's got to count to himself. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and the minute he gets to 3 and he doesn't like it, he's got to call timeout.
That's right. Oh,
When part of the biggest part of, late in the game is being able to get the ball in bounds. If people don't realize you cannot throw into the back court, it's very difficult to get the ball. Here they are trying to get it in again.
Hakeem turns, doesn't get it. Rebound by Vlade Divac, and this will probably be in the books. Magic Johnson, what a night. 24 second half points, has 38 to go along with 7 assists, and he really made up for the lack of bench scoring by the Lakers. Only 4 points, and the playoff experience really showed, plus the key shot by Byron Scott.
Now, I want to tell you why this win is so important for the Lakers, all right? If the Rockets win tonight, now coming into the 4th game, they're a much more confident team. Also, too, for every game the Lakers have to play, they're not playing their bench that much. You see they're going strictly with their starters, realizing that you don't play back-to-back games. And it takes its toll. The more playoff games you play, the tougher it is. And the Lakers are an experienced enough team to handle time off in between.
Vlade Divac, icing on the cake for the Los Angeles Lakers. For the 2nd year in a row, they will send the Houston Rockets home in the 1st round of the playoffs. The Rockets have not won a playoff series since 1987. Really snake bit. Jamerson will take it, just a little French pastry, but it will be not enough as the Los Angeles Lakers, a 3-0 sweep of the Houston Rockets. The final tonight, 94-90, as experience wins over emotion. The Lakers came in knowing what they had to do. The Rockets obviously wanted to do something about it and were not able to. 94-90 is our score. Doug Collins and I will be back in a moment to wrap things up right after this. You come now. The LA Lakers advance once again to round 2, and what a show put on by Magic Johnson. Magic, today in the shoot-around, I saw you working on that little baby hook. It sort of paid off tonight.
Yeah, it did. The first 2 games I had no rhythm on it, and I kept missing it. And like I said, wow, that's my favorite shot. So I came out not only today but yesterday in practice. I must have shot 100, 200 of them, and then today again shoot around, and then before the game, and it paid off for me.
Magic, you talk about championship experience tonight. Those guys, they weren't really sure about the double teams. Byron Scott and Vlade Divac really hurt them in the form tonight. Big numbers. Were you surprised they didn't come after you sooner to try to get the ball up?
Well, I thought I'd heard earlier where they were going to stick closer to their men and maybe double team me sometime. And so what I caught them in was the indecisive part. Well, should I go or shouldn't I go? And when they were doing that, I just rolled in on Maxwell, who is small, so I knew I could roll in on him. So I caught him in that indecisive. Right when they didn't know whether to come, I went.
You know, also, too, Magic, I feel like that you guys can benefit from this layoff. You're a championship team, so you know what you can do in between games, and the rest is going to be very important. You guys played heavy minutes in the game tonight.
Exactly. But Coach Dunleavy said, be ready to play some heavy minutes. I want you to play more on the road. And I said, okay. So I got a lot of rest. We had the day off Sunday, and then we came in, had a nice, sharp practice yesterday. So I've been preparing for heavy minutes, and it paid off. And nothing to Larry or any of the guys on the bench. It just wasn't going for nobody, so I just decided to take it over. And I'm just happy that they didn't double team me as quick as they did the first 2 games.
All right, Magic, excellent job tonight. You really did. Now, Doug made a good point. You guys can handle the time off. You're an experienced team.
Oh, yeah, we've been there before. We've had time off probably every year since I've been in the league. And what we have to do is maybe take 1 day off or get back into some heavy practices after that and just prepare our minds and our body for whoever is next in line.
Well, one final question. There's a great rumor going around tonight that your former coach is going to be head coach of the New York Knicks. Any thoughts on that?
Well, you know, if he's going to come back, that's the job he was going to take. And he likes either L.A. or New York. He's a New York boy, and that would be a great opportunity for him. I love to see this guy on my right back in coaching.
I like to talk about you.
But he does such an excellent job in broadcasting. He'd probably stay here forever.
You buy a team and hire him.
You know what? Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm buying a team, that's for sure. David, you listening?
Well, keep me in mind, okay?
Oh, I will.
All right. He needs the work. Thank you, Magic.
And I need a good coach.
There you go. You've got one right here.
Thank you.